Hear from Mikel Arteta now. He's with Gabriel.
Well, you've just seen the second Declan Rice free kick. First of all, what a night for Arsenal.
Beautiful. So happy, so proud of the team, and I mean, we have the opportunity to make a lot of people happy and proud, and we certainly done that.
How much did tonight's atmosphere play into what happened?
Incredible. I've never seen the stadium like this, because before the game, you were already singing, they were already playing the game, and that created the night. We talked before that for big European nights, you need big stadiums that can create atmosphere, and you need individual magic moments, and there we go.
This is one of those nights, isn't it, where people will say in 20 years, I was there the night that Declan Rice scored his first 2 ever direct free kicks.
That's the beauty of who invented this sport. That's against any stat, because he never scored a free kick. We haven't scored a free kick since September 2021. And tonight against Real Madrid at home in the Champions League, we scored 2 in 12 minutes.
And dare I say it, your set-piece coaches, I know they've done a good job on corners and free kicks, were claiming them.
He can if he wants, it doesn't matter. It's about practicing, it's about keep trying and then delivering, and what he's done is incredible.
Did you see those free kicks coming? I mean, in training, that good?
If there is a player can do it, and how he strikes the ball, how clean he is his deck. But then you have to execute it at the highest level against probably one of the best keepers in the world as well, you know, so amazing.
What had been your message at half-time? It seems there was a change. What did you emphasise?
Especially to simplify the game, that we were doing things very well, but at the end we were lacking that final connection, that simplicity to find the next pass, and especially to hurt them a bit more that we've done in the white areas, but we managed to do that in the second half much better.
And would it be fair to say Bukayo Saka on his first start for 3.5 months was key to tonight? Yes,
he was. I mean, again, he elevates the level of the team. He's a fear factor every time he's on the ball that they have to back off, because he's incredible. He's a real threat, and on top of that, he generates more space for the rest of the team.
He came off. How was he?
He's fine. I think it was a kick on the free kick action.
Real Madrid, in all their history, great history, have never come back from 3 goals down after the first leg.
Okay, so we need to go there. We know that we're going to have to step.
On his first start for 3.5 months was key to tonight.
Yes, he was. I mean, again, he elevates the level of the team. He's a fear factor every time he's on the ball that they have to back off, because he's incredible. He's a real threat, and on top of that, he generates more space for the rest of the team.
He came off. How was he?
He's fine. I think it was a kick on the free kick action.
Real Madrid, in all their history, great history, have never come back from 3 goals down after the first leg.
Okay, so we need to go there. We know that we're going to have to step up again and prepare the game to win it.
And does this feel in its way like a defining night for you in terms of what the team, listen, you haven't achieved anything, but what the team have shown and what the team have given the fans in terms of performance level?
It's another step in the right direction as a team, that against any team we have the capacity to do it, and we have to make another one, which is go to the Bernabeu and replicate what we've done tonight.
Thank you, well done.
Thank you.
Again, I'm sure he wants to see those. Congratulations. Congratulations on the results, but of course on the performance. Has it sunk in yet? Can you sum it up?
Nah, to be honest, I don't know whether it will ever sink in, to be honest with you. I've just gone back to my phone then, it's gone crazy.
You don't say.
I know, to score my first free kick in the game was a highlight for me, and then to score the second one, I just fancied them both, and as soon as I stepped over it, I just had the confidence to whip it, and yeah, you can see I'm a bit speechless, to be honest with you. I'm so happy that I've scored them 2 goals, and it's a nice bit of history for the club tonight to beat Real Madrid, such a historic club in this competition. So it was a big night for us.
You've got a very good record against Real Madrid in this competition, of course, knocked them out before, and you're halfway to doing that right now. I'm sure that's not the talk in the dressing room. There's still a job to be done next week.
Yeah, the manager just said that then. Even though we're 3-0 up, the individual quality that they have and what they can produce is scary. And also the Bernabeu's the Bernabeu. You know, in Champions League night, special things happen there for them, and we're ready to go there and give it everything. You know, we have a 3-0 lead. We're not going back there to sit back and you know, defend. We're going to have the same game plan. We're going to attack, and we want to be in the Champions League semi-finals. You know, it's where we want to take this club. So we're looking forward to it already.
Any of those messages from David Beckham?
No, no, I don't think, I'm not lucky enough to have his number. Just everyone, to be honest with you.
I'm sure.
I haven't even been able to go through them, so yeah, I'm just so happy.
Do you wanna...
Which is at the Bernabeu, and obviously we've got to take it one game at a time. This competition's so prestigious, and you can face really top quality teams, and I'm not going to be looking too far ahead. I'm not going to be cliche about it. Look, we have one more game to go, and then see what happens. But we want to win this competition.
Just one advice: do look ahead.
Yeah, and
visualize it.
Yeah,
that's what's needed.
Of course.
That's how you get the confidence.
Manifestation.
Yeah.
Techers, talking about the techers there, bro. And you said that you practice that a lot. Is that your favourite type of technique? Because I said at half-time, to be fair, Declan Rice, I want to see him score more goals. That's my expectation, because I think your technique, shooting is top level.
Yeah.
So when you're training, I'm hearing stories, your finishing's brilliant.
Yeah.
Talk about that, brother, please.
Yeah, do you know, even since I was at West Ham, I've had so many people, even since I've been here, telling me to shoot more and I need to let off more shots. I need to create more stuff. And I was one in the first half. I should have had a tap in. I stopped my run. If I just kept running, it was a tap in. And it's these little things, you know. You need to keep getting in that mindset of wanting to score goals. And sometimes I feel like I'm on the edge of the box and I'm getting really pressed quick and I can't quite shift it quick enough to get that shot off. But I do have the ability to do it, and it's a confidence thing, you know. You need to just keep reminding myself that I can do it and I can produce it on the best stage and keep doing it week in, week out. And I've done it tonight.
Is that like a mindset thing in terms of feeling the freedom to do it, or is it, you know, what is it that stops you from feeling you can do that?
No, I just think sometimes it's game related. Like, the game was really open tonight and there could have been a few goals. Like I said, I had the header in the first half where I was free. It was a good bit of movement. I probably should have had a tap in from Bukayo, but I stopped my run. I've obviously then scored the 2 goals, which were dead ball situations. But it's definitely a part of my game. I know I can score more goals. I know I've got the ability to do it. It's just about demanding more of myself and, you know, being pushed and, having that, you know, courage to keep doing it.
Declan, tell us what it means to have Bukayo Saka back in this side.
Amazing, yeah. I think the other night when he come on against Fulham, that reception that he got was just incredible, and he's worked his socks off, you know, for 3 months, and you see how much it hurt him when he got injured, because he's played so many games at such a young age, but that hunger and desire to want to play football matches for this club, he got back really, really fast, and he's played 3 games now, and we really need him for this back end of the season.
I think we've kept you long enough, although I'm not sure you're going to sleep tonight.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so, honestly. I'm delighted.
Well, we are delighted for you.
Thank
it was
you.
absolutely fantastic. Thanks
I
for joining
appreciate it.
us.
Good seeing you guys.
Thank
See you later. All the best.
Good luck next week.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. I didn't want to tell him because I don't want to jinx it, but Arsenal have never lost a European competition knockout game after they've had a 3-goal lead going into that second leg. I mean, the stats are kind of all there, aren't they, for them next week? They've got to go there with the same kind of confidence they did tonight, Clarence, and play in the way they did.
Yeah, and thinking in the right way as well, you know. I just wanted to hear it from him if they're really thinking about winning it, because when you set certain milestones and you reach it, and then what now? Oh, I didn't expect to come to the semi-final. Now we're here and we already are where we dreamt of. But the dream has to be bigger.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that needs to become a norm. So it's good for these guys, you know, to have this big win. They deserved it, and the way they played, it was really with conviction. It was not a lucky win here.
Will the rest of Europe look at this and the remaining 7 in this final 8 look at them and be fearful of them?
You know, Gabi, I can go back in the beginning of the season and I had Arsenal as one of the favourites because of last season and because of the potential of this team. Now they have to prove it. But if you're in the Premier League or that dominant in most of the matches, you have to be able to be dominant in Europe as well. It was just a matter of time, and I think, you know, this match comes at the right moment for them.
Yep.
Okay, should we have a little look at some of the other chances that Arsenal had tonight? They had that really quick start, didn't they? And Declan Rice himself could have scored in the first half. Cess.
Yeah. I mean, this is exactly what Declan was telling about. You know, the header, the belief sometimes of being in these positions and be brave enough to put the ball at the back of the net. And sometimes, Daniel, you were asking, how does it happen? How do we make it happen? How do we believe in it? And sometimes you just need a night like this for him to score the next 5 games 6 goals. You know, football is a funny game. It's a game full of confidence, and definitely after tonight, I can see him scoring a few next goals.
Yeah, it was chef's kiss. It was chef's kiss, those free kicks. And I think his performance tonight, I think he showed people what he's all about at club level. For international football in England, he's been brilliant. And I think nights like these show that his name's now going to be put in the conversation with the best midfielders in the world, because performances like that overall performance, even the third goal, Marino's goal, just him driving the ball forward and having the energy. I think he brings so many different facets to his game. He can be defensive if he needs to be. He's attacking. He can score goals, as you showed tonight. I think he did the complete performance today, and we need to see more of that from him. The expectation of himself, like you said, demanding more of myself, and that's what it's all about. It's about him demanding more of himself. It's not about anybody else questioning him or anything. As long as he wants it, you know he can do it.
His best performance in an Arsenal shirt, Wayne?
It's certainly up there. I think what I like there is his honesty in terms of, sometimes he lacks that confidence to get in the box and score them goals. But as Cesca's just said there, that transition from being a holding midfielder, if you like, to an attacking midfielder and putting yourself in the right areas to score goals is not always that easy. And he just needs them goals once he keeps getting in there, and then he realises, if I just get in here, I'll get rewarded for it. So that's what will help him score more goals and become more of a threat in the box. So I think it's a performance, as you can see. He probably can't believe what has just happened to him with the 2 goals he scored, but we know he's more than capable of doing that, and I'm sure we'll see many more nights like tonight.
Yeah, and you know what? The one thing I loved what he said was that chance where I could have had a tap-in. It's like, as a player, those moments, like you score maybe 1 or 2 goals like you did tonight, and you're worrying about the chance you didn't get, that you didn't score, and you're thinking more about how could I have had a better performance. So I love that mentality that he has, because you can see he wants more of himself, and I can't wait to see how he develops.
And as well, the question when he answered you, Clarence, about not just winning this tie, winning this whole competition, and that's a mindset that the manager alluded to, didn't he, pre-match? So let's hear.
Anita.
Now?
Yeah.
I was just checking. Okay. Yeah, incredible stuff.
Incredible.
Nobody saw it coming, if we're being honest.
I said it. You got to believe that you can beat them. I still believe that it was possible. I said when that team plays with the 4, they are unbalanced, and they were unbalanced with Modric in midfield. It was a bit too much in the second half. Declan Rice came big on the 2 free kicks, but ultimately for me, like I said, Bukayo Saka created everything. The 2 fouls were on him.
Yes.
Every time taking the ball, running past 1, 2 to 3 to 4 players to go inside to get the free kicks. But overall, as a team, Arsenal played really, 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 really well. And now we were talking off air, and I will say it again. You can only claim that if you go through against Real Madrid, and it will be one of the best nights I've witnessed as an Arsenal fan, but you can't call it yet.
No, you can't, but it is a healthy lead. People were talking about taking a 1-0 or 2-0 lead to the Bernabeu. Nobody thought 3-0.
Also that they were in a healthy lead against the Liverpool of Sadio Mane and Mo Salah and whatnot, and they lost 4.
Leo Messi in that team, yeah.
So with Leo Messi in the team and everything. So I've said it before. Am I happy tonight? Yes, I am. But there is a leg at Real Madrid.
Thierry, can I just ask you a question? In the lead up to this game, we obviously looked at your goal in the Bernabeu. It was like one of those iconic moments in Arsenal's history in terms of the Champions League. But I mean, will Declan Rice's sort of performance, the 2 goals tonight, it just felt like one of the great moments we've seen from an Arsenal player, in the history of the club in this competition.
Yeah, definitely. If we go through, most definitely everyone will remember that night, because it was against, and it is against, Real Madrid. But once again, you have to give Mikel Arteta a lot of credit on repositioning Declan Rice, like Micah talked about at the beginning of the game, because you see now what he's good at. You don't see anymore him not wanting to be on the ball very low and being scared of making mistakes. He goes forward, he participates in games. He take free kick. I thought that, at the beginning of the first free kick, I was like, oh, the guard's going to take that. And then I was like, okay, the second one, it was clear to see that he was going to take that because he scored the first one. But look, I will still, by the way, I don't know what you thought, guys. I'm very sorry. I love Thibaut Courtois, but if you have 2 men of the ball, you can't have a wall of 4 people. I'm talking about the first one, not the second one. Second one, there is nothing you can do. You can put 10 goalkeepers there, it will never save it. But the first one, the position of the wall is questionable, especially when you have 2 men of the ball. It cannot only be 4 players there, because that ball is easy to bend around. But for Declan Rice to realize it, and whoever was with him also to let him do it, that's outstanding. And you can see I mean, you can see it, by the way, how much the Arsenal fans are in love with Declan Rice. Not a lot of people are. There's always a debate, is it that great or not? But again, I'll go back to Mikel Arteta and what he did to put him in a position where he was going to show what he's good at.
Thierry, you must be happy though. 12 shots, 11 on target. They pressed a little bit higher, clean sheet, all-round great night for Arsenal.
Yes, it was. And I will be honest with you, at the very beginning in the first half, I was like, once you have them against the rope, you need to punish them because we know what they're capable of doing. And by the way, the 2 free kicks of Declan Rice just did that. But overall, as you said, they pressed well. The fans were at it. Everybody was at it. This is, like I said, I can't go, over the moon and be too happy about it because there is a return leg and we've seen teams coming back. And if a team can do it, it's Real Madrid. But am I happy with what happened tonight? Am I happy with the way, by the way, Bukayo Saka played tonight for not playing for a very long time? Yes, I am. But then I have to also be humble because there is another game, and you know they can do it. But like I said, the performance of Declan Rice was just outstanding, and hopefully we can go through and that can go down in history a bit better. Because if you like, do you remember when we beat Real Madrid and you don't go through, it doesn't look right. So I'm just happy tonight. And
it does favour Arsenal because, of course, your side did it back in the 2005-2006 campaign. We spoke about Declan Rice. We'll hope to speak to him or maybe one of the other Arsenal players soon, Kate, and we'll bring you those interviews, of course, with Real Madrid as well.
We want Declan, Anita, Thierry. We need Declan.
We do.
We'll try and get Declan.
We're trying to.
Thierry can get anybody he wants.
Spread your wings, Thierry. Come on.
Thierry,
anyone you want?
You helped build this stadium.
I did, indeed. I did indeed. Not alone, though, but I did indeed.
You laid one of the bricks, right?
Sorry? No, just, a couple of goals.
Oh!
Look relaxed, to be fair, and that shows you, that he's getting used to the situation. He's getting used to the feel of being in this type of nights. He always talks about the process over the last 6 years, and now when they are at phase 5, where he call it, it's about what Clarence said before, being constantly in the top night like tonight, but delivering and winning big tournaments. He knows the squad very well. He knows what they went through during the season with the red cards at the beginning of the season, losing a few points that now they are paying, for not going fully for the Premier League. Then having all these big bad injuries, that he needed to do some tweaks here and there. And I feel that he's at a stage now where he knows his team. He knows he can trust every single player at this football club. He's exactly where he thought they would be, 6 years ago, and fair play to him. He deserves it. I'm so delighted for him because when you are a coach and you go through all these ups and downs, throughout all this journey, to feel that you have this feeling, how I don't know how to put it in English words, but you have these moments that the satisfaction is so big that you said, okay, everything that we did, we are now here, let's go for it and win the games.
And credits to the club. And hopefully, the clubs will understand that if you want to build something, you need to be patient with coaches. If it's the right coach, you're confident of that coach, give him the time to build. Because there were a lot of moments where they could have chosen, to change again, like it happens many times. I give him a lot of credits for the mentality change that we're seeing in the team, and even now in his interview, the way he talks, he doesn't leave any space for anybody to have any doubt that they're going to Bernabeu to win the match there again and perform the same that they did here today.
Well, as for Real Madrid, that's 5 defeats this Champions League season, which equals the worst ever for them in a single Champions League season. Their stars didn't.
Arsenal midfielder Declan Rice achieved an unprecedented Champions League feat with his pair of free kicks in the Gunners' astonishing 3-0 win over Real Madrid in the first leg of their quarter-final. The former West Ham United captain had already established a reputation as a deadly set-piece taker, albeit mostly from the corner flag and when whipping free kicks into the box for his teammates to attack. Rice had never scored from a direct free kick in any of his senior career appearances before the visit of Los Blancos, whom he had a decent chance to open the scoring against in the first half, but saw his header palmed away by Thibaut Courtois. However, Mikel Arteta's attack-minded men did not let up at the start of the second half, where the ever-dangerous Bukayo Saka ran David Alaba ragged and won a free kick 25.9 metre from goal. Rather than dink across to the back stick, as was suggested to him by set-piece coach Nicolas Jova, Rice whipped an astounding effort around the wall and into the back of the net. Not long after, the England international lined up another set-piece a good 30 yards from goal on the other side of the pitch, and he magnificently repeated his trick with a venomous strike right into the top corner. In doing so, Rice became the first player to ever score 2 free kicks in one Champions League knockout game, and just the 5th man to do so in any stage of the competition. The 105 million man is in extremely elite company in the latter category, as only Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, Rivaldo and Hakim Ziyech had previously scored more than 1 free kick in a single Champions League match. Following Rice's ridiculous set-piece goals, Arsenal made the victory even more emphatic through emergency number 9 Mikel Merino, who clinically found the bottom corner from Miles Lewis-Skelly's assist. Merino's effort was one of 11 shots on target that Arsenal managed on Tuesday, the joint most in a single Champions League knockout game against Real Madrid alongside Liverpool's 11 from 2009.